12 Men That Changed the World. My name is Amos Tarfa. I'm a math and science curriculum writer and a medical physicist. Let's start. Number one, Nicholas Copernicus. Nicholas Copernicus is the one who established this idea that we talk about, called the heliocentric view of the solar system, that the sun is the center of the solar system, not the earth. The earth revolves around the sun. There were some people who believed that the earth was the center of the solar system, and we'll talk about that in our book, 12 Men That Changed the World. Number two, Galileo Galilei, the Italian astronomer, gave us a telescope in 1609, and his work revolutionized science, partly because he gave us a more systematic approach, using experiments to explain the things that he was working on. Number three, Johannes Kepler. Johannes Kepler is a boss. That's all I'm going to say about Kepler, other than the fact that he also showed us that not only does the earth revolve around the sun, but there's actually an elliptical orbit, not a circular orbit of the earth going around the sun. Kepler was a boss. We'll come back to him later. Number four, René Descartes. He showed us the Cartesian plane. That's when you do XY planes and graphing. That comes from a man called René Descartes, the French mathematician. Exceptional in his work in giving us the fundamentals of Cartesian geometry. Number five, Blaise Pascal. Now, this is one that you might argue, Amos, how did Pascal make the list that has Newton and Einstein? I love Pascal. That's why Pascal made the list. But Pascal was exceptional. When you pump your tires at a gas station, the unit of pressure is Pascal. Next, we have Sir Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton was born in 1642 on Christmas Day. I went to his house actually back when I was in England. Also visited his college at Cambridge. Newton was phenomenal. We know that. And we can talk about him on and on, but Newton was exceptional. Number seven, Gottfried Leibniz. Gottfried Leibniz was an exceptional mathematician and thinker. He was also a theologian, if you didn't know that. These guys were like lawyers and theologians and philosophers. And so that's the next guy in line is Gottfried Leibniz. Next, we have Leonhard Euler. Leonhard Euler was exceptional because he gave us a lot of notations that we use in mathematics. By the way, Gottfried Leibniz and Isaac Newton gave us, we call them the co-founders of calculus, the co-inventors of calculus. There are other people involved in the discovery of calculus, but those guys gave us some of the fundamentals of calculus. Leonhard Euler was a Swiss mathematician who changed the world. He gave us notations for mathematics. He gave us the most beautiful equation in mathematics. He gave us a lot of things in math and physics. Next, we have Carl Friedrich Gauss. Carl Friedrich Gauss was a phenomenal mathematician. Some people argue that he's the best, but it's actually a tie, I would argue, between Euler and Gauss. Next, well, Gauss did a lot of things. We'll talk about him in our book, 12 Men That Changed the World. He was born in 1777 and lived for 77 years. Next, we have Michael Faraday. Michael Faraday was an English scientist, experimental physicist who did exceptional work. He only had a middle school education, basically, but he was phenomenal. Next, James Clerk Maxwell. James Clerk Maxwell changed the world. He gave us Maxwell's equations and many things today that we talk about in electricity and magnetism. Next, Albert Einstein. Born in 1879, the year that James Clerk Maxwell died, Albert Einstein was an interesting case because he changed the paradigm by showing that when you approach the speed of light, there are certain behaviors that do not follow the classical approach to physics that Sir Isaac Newton gave us. So let's do a quick recap. We have Nicholas Copernicus, we have Galileo Galilei, we have Johannes Kepler, we have Sir Isaac Newton, we have René Descartes, we have Blaise Pascal, we have Sir Isaac Newton, we have Gottfried Leibniz, we have Leonhard Euler, we have Carl Friedrich Gauss, we have Michael Faraday, we have James Clerk Maxwell, and we have Albert Einstein. Those are the 12 men that changed the world of math and science. Stay tuned for the book coming out in 2025, 12 Men That Changed the World. Have a blessed day.